This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
This is Mission Pulse on Family Life. We spotlight ministries making a difference where you live, across the country, and around the world. This week, we're spotlighting Judy Bowman with Power Christian Cyclists. Judy, tell me how you reach thousands of people for Jesus from atop a bicycle.
Our purpose is to stop and talk to people that we meet, because on a bicycle, you're wide open. We're not locked in behind car doors. We're available. When we see people on a corner, if we go in and stop to use the restroom or fill up our water bottles, our purpose is to talk to the next person, to tell them about Jesus, to give them the opportunity to hear the truth of what Jesus did on the cross at Calvary.
How many miles have you traveled?
We actually have hit the 3 million mark of miles as of last year, 2025. Personally, I have done a little over 1 million miles myself. I have pedaled in all 50 states. We've done 15 trips coast to coast. It's been just exciting. And people come, some, like I say, some for a couple of weeks, some for the whole trip across America, which is about 75 days. Now we're doing shorter mission trips, but the whole purpose really is to be available and not ashamed. Romans 1:16, I'm not ashamed of the gospel.
I'm going to ask you a terrible question, but I think it's relevant to telling your story accurately. How old are you?
Oh, my goodness. my mental age is about 40. I mean, I played pickleball and nobody even guesses, but I am 76 years old, and I have not mentally grown up into a 76-year-old body. You know, where there is no vision, people will perish, Proverbs 29:18. That verse is just, it keeps me focused, that people need to hear about the Lord. And until the day I die, I pray that God will speak through me and allow me to continue to disciple others.
What an amazing ministry to be 76. I mean, I'm sitting here at almost 48. I think I've ridden maybe 100 miles on my bicycle since I started. I'm like, all right, okay, it's time to get a little more convicted on bicycle ministries. Tell me what your ministry looks like day to day.
Well, we start our day off with devotions as a whole team, and we pray and we just commit to the Lord what He's going to do through us that day. And obviously, safety is a big factor. We've never had an accident with a moving vehicle in 3 million miles. That's certainly a miracle. We stay in small groups together. Sometimes we have 4 or 5 of those groups. Sometimes we only have 1 or 2. Depends how many people sign up for our mission trips. We ride a lot now through towns where there's a lot of people. We just pray and we just stop. Sometimes we don't get too far in witnessing to people. Other times people are like, wow, this is what you're doing? You get a lot of questions like, what church do you go to? Or are you Jehovah's Witnesses? Or, you know, they kind of want to see what we really are. So our answer to a lot of the questions is we're Bible-believing, born-again Christians. And that's who we are. So our day is we'll stop and get a bite to eat somewhere. We've had, I couldn't tell you how many salvations we've had in like a McDonald's or the quickie store, or, you know, just all the way across the country.
You're passing a Walmart and you're on your bicycle. You just get off your bicycle and walk up to people that are outside. How do you open that conversation with them?
Right. Well, Walmart's a great saving place, number one. You know, you save a little money, but also is a great saving place. I estimate over 100 people in the last 20 years when I started counting Walmarts have come to know the Lord in personal relationship with Jesus. When I look at people, I look at them as it's somebody else's mother, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle, son, daughter, whatever. And there's probably somebody praying for them. So I'm just the next step in sharing the gospel with them. Sometimes I just start off with my shirt has a big cross on it, or I'm wearing a wooden cross, and I'll hold it up and I'll say, do you know what Jesus did for you? We're bicycling across America to talk to people about Jesus. Do you know what He did for you? Always trying to make it personal, always trying to connect with people. You know, sometimes I'll just look at somebody like a lady who's got a beautiful pink blouse. I said, boy, that blouse looks so pretty on you. And she turns and smiles, and, you know, we chat for a second or two, and the next thing you know, I'm sharing the gospel with her. So it's not being ashamed of the gospel, and it's not being afraid, because what can mere men do to us?
Sometimes I think in the mind of a Christian, it's not even about being ashamed of our faith, but being scared to begin the dialogue.
Yes. Yeah, it is. I think you're right with that too. But we have to kind of get beyond that. And of course, I don't walk down the dark alley at 9:00 at night looking to witness to somebody. I mean, I am a woman, and I'm going to be smart about who I talk to, and I can size people up fairly quickly.
What are your top tips for sharing your faith? If somebody just got new saved, or maybe they've been saved for a while and they have not told another soul about Jesus Christ, and they had to start from ground zero, they have had no training, no discipleship, how would you talk to them about sharing their faith?
I would have them explain what happened in their life, what brought them to that point of salvation. And that's your story. That's your testimony to be able to share in really a minute or less, because sometimes you never get more than a minute or two with the same person. You've got to get to the point as quickly as you can, but in a loving way, to just come back and say, let me tell you what happened to me. I was going through a tough time, and I really wanted to know what was truth. I was reading the Bible, and a friend of mine started sharing the gospel with me, and you just tell people your story, because nobody can challenge your story. That's how I would suggest people start to witness.
You can learn more at wheelpower.org.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.